Everyone, welcome to the June 10th Village Board meeting. Would you please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please.
Okay, this evening we'll be starting out with Trustee Shaughnessy, who is at the moment not here yet. Then next we have Snagowski,
Here.
Stapleton,
Here.
Kittredge, Maher, and McClafferty.
Here.
Okay, thank you, Charlene. Next up, we have the consent agenda, which consists of the following. We have approval of minutes of the Village Board meeting from March 13th, the Committee of Whole minutes from May 13th, 2024, and the Committee of Whole on May 20th, 2024. We have the approval of disbursements, May 14th through May 29th, as well as May 30th through June 10th. We have an ordinance, O-19-24, amending the Lamont Municipal Code, Chapter 5/04, Section 5.04.060 for alcoholic beverages, increasing the number of Class A31 liquor licenses for Folklore Coffee LLC. We have a resolution, R-40-24, approving a final plot of subdivision for the northeast corner of Castlewood Drive and Archer Avenue in Lamont, also known as Castlewood Estates. The second. I need a motion, please.
So moved. Second.
All right, we have a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee McClafferty to approve the consent agenda. Do we have any comments or questions by the trustees on it? Okay, roll call, please.
Shaughnessy, Snagowski,
Yes.
Stapleton,
Yes.
Kittredge, Maher, McClafferty.
Yes.
Okay, next up, we have the mayor's report, starting with the mayor's mention. Again, happy summer to everyone. School's out and the fun begins for everyone. The summer event season officially kicked off last week, and there's an array of activities around town with countless opportunities to venture out and enjoy all that's happening, so we fully encourage that. Hosted by Astor Gardens, the Lamont Farmers Market begins tomorrow, June 11th, from 4 to 7 p.m. with over 20 vendors. The market is held every Tuesday, weather permitting, through October 15th at the Village Green Park at 322 Main Street. Please visit their Facebook page, the Lamont Farmers Market, or their website, lamontfarmersmarket.com, for more information. We have the Village of Lamont hosting the Lamont Downtown Cruise Nights on Wednesdays from 6 to 9 p.m. in downtown Lamont through August 28th. Again, there is no charge for this. This Wednesday, June 12th, will be Chevy and Corvettes along with Expo Night. For the full schedule and things you should know about, please visit our website, lamontdowntown.com/cruise-nights. Please visit our Downtown Cruise Nights Facebook page for any event date cancellation, along with other information. Last week was the first one. It was an outstanding turnout. Great to see everyone out and about. And again, please check that out. Also, the Sunset Soirees are back. Last Thursday was our first one. It's presented by the Lamont Park District and Village of Lamont this Thursday, June 13th. Whiskey Road will play country hits from 7 to 10 p.m. Seating opens at 6 p.m. on Stevens Street. So bring your chairs and blankets and head downtown to enjoy the show. Please visit the Lamont Park District Facebook page for any event day cancellation and for more Sunset Soiree information. Again, they had theirs first one last Thursday. Again, great turnout for that as well. Also, for the Forge Charitable Adventures, in collaboration with the Village of Lamont and the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, they will host the 2024 Great Lakes Quarries Catch and Release Fishing Derby. If you love to fish, this is a perfect opportunity to win some prizes while helping to assess the health of key fish populations by species and to evaluate the overall quality of the fishing environment. Registration is open and the Derby runs through November 30th. To learn more, check the website out, theforge.slash fishing derby. Again, it's theforge.gives/fishing derby. So please check that out. So a lot going on. Again, it's summertime, kids are out, and weather's starting to turn for the better, so it's great to see everyone out and about. So that is it for the mayor's mention. Do we have a special presentation here, Jason, as well?
Very special. Oh, yes.
Okay, go
All right.
ahead.
Thank you, everybody. My name is Jason Berry. I'm Development Director for the Village of Lamont, and thanks to the board for this opportunity. This year, actually just yesterday, we wrapped up 150 years of the Village of Lamont as an incorporated village. Tonight, I'm joined here by members of the Lamont Area Historical Society, and we are going to present some of the items that will go in the 150th anniversary time capsule. From the Historical Society, Terry Blands, Tracy Sarpalius, our treasurer, and Susan Donahue, past president and current board member. I'm a board member as well. So as we know, on June 9th, 1873, Lamont was incorporated as a village. We celebrated our 150th anniversary of incorporation throughout 2023 and into 2024. We kicked off the 150th anniversary at Ice and Lights Fest on January 21, 2023, in which we introduced our Lamont mascot, the Lamonster, Archie. Everybody's favorite mascot, Archie. Is Archie coming through the door right now? Archie couldn't make it. He's hiding out in the quarries. It's too warm for Archie out there. Throughout the year, the 150th Anniversary Committee planned numerous events and activities and offered an assortment of commemorative merchandise for people to cherish for years to come, all of which was housed on our Lamont150.com website. Anyone that knows Lamont knows that we never stop celebrating our heritage. So to say that our celebration has come to an end, we say this is only a beginning of another 150 years. There are a number of items we are compiling to add to the 150th anniversary time capsule. This time capsule will be housed here in Village Hall and will be open in 2123, 100 years from now. So I want to pass the mic to our president at the Historical Society, Terry, to say a few words here.
Thank you very much. In fact, let's put this over here. So what Jason put together here and what the village put together here is celebrating artifacts, pamphlets, etc. of the 150th. What I thought the Historical Society would add is some of the things that go not just for this, but a point in time. As a famous person said, I don't know if you can hear me or not, today is tomorrow's history. So I'm going to put in some information from the Historical Society, a newsletter, a picture of our board, and some of our programs. We have the Lamont walking tours, we have the quarry tours, we have the Spirit of the Limestone tours. We also do programs such as, this is the one where Jason and Kevin Barry gave a talk at the Historical Society on how it was to write the book, the images of what is it? Images of America. Images of America Lamont, that's it. Also, some of our programs, we did a program on Albert Wynn when he turned 100. We did a program with the Read and Run group from Chicago that was working with the Pat Camilleris. We go our various fundraisers. We have a lot of them. We have the treasure hunts. We have chicken shit raffle. That's a fun one. We have the Irish chair, the holiday chair. Here's a picture of the Historical Society with our new lighting. Also, I thought it would be appropriate to take a couple of snapshots of like what's happening right now. What specifically is happening now that is going to be finished. So I took a picture today of the Lamont Township building, which is just having an addition. Here's a picture of the Glen Eagles housing development with 400 homes supposedly coming. Here's a picture of the Mirabelli building, unfinished. Also, this one I love the most. This shows a picture of people at Diggs eating outside. And the caption I put in here is, "The pandemic of 2020 forced restaurants to get creative. Here are people eating outside at Diggs in the winter of 2023." Also, if we have a lot of pictures of grocery stores of 100 years ago, and when we do tours, we show the children what they look like. There's no refrigerated cases, it's just barrels. So I thought, let's show a picture of Pete's and take a picture of the inside of Pete's, what it looks like with their self-service. Here's a Pete's flyer. Then I went around this week, I haven't done them all, but I thought also what would be of interest 100 years from now? How about some menus? So here's the menu from Cornerstone, the menu from Nick's, the menu from Barrel and Vine, and the menu for Marino's. Thank you.
Thanks, Terry.
Awesome, thank you.
Good stuff there. Some of my favorites. Yeah.
And did we say that this idea of the time capsule was Tracy's? Let's give her a hand.
All right.
Thanks, Tracy. All right, so I have a summary of items to run through here. We have, of course, our 150th anniversary logo merchandise that includes a flag over there. My favorite collab of the event, the Lamont 150 Lager. It is empty. It is no more, but that was a delicious beer. The logo T-shirt, Archie T-shirts. We had lots of stickers and swag, ornaments, and other various items will all make it in. On June 9, 2023, the village board made a proclamation and others that we received from legislatures, so they're on the table, along with the photo of the Lamont Area Historical Society, a photo of this board of trustees and Mayor Rogowski. Of course, our Lamont Images of America book, I was proud to get a chance to work on this with Kevin Barron from South Cook Explore, Pat Camilleri, and the Lamont Area Historical Society. So we're excited to put an autographed copy in there. Other books that we worked on over the years, we collaborated with a lot of our commissions and whatnot. So this is the Lamont Writers Guild and the Lamont Artists Guild to do this zine, Stories of Lamont, fictional stories about Lamont's history. We even had Pat Camilleri do just a quick 150th anniversary pamphlet that we keep on hand here at Village Hall. We will also include, because we still have 800 copies, the 125th anniversary book. Everybody who has an ordinance tonight goes home with one, but you owe the Historical Society money if you take one, $10. We also have, different ephemera and the like from some of the architecture tours. We did a Limestone Legacies bus tour where we went downtown to Chicago and looked at buildings in downtown Chicago that were built with Lamont limestone, such as the historic water tower, Lamont Unlocked, which is an ongoing program that takes you behind the scenes of buildings, and other programs that we hosted with the library. We'll have a print of Joyce Alfelt. This was a 150 for 150, these limited prints. Hold this up here. Some are still available. Some of you already got yours. And we were able to reproduce this with the support of Joyce's family. And we have loads more flyers and other stuff here, trivia nights, our, as you said, the July 3rd extravaganzas, the car shows, the soirees, Keep-It-Taw days, the Historical Society walking tours, the farmers market, all those things that make Lamont such a fun and vibrant place will be captured in the in this event. We're also going to include a current map, our dedication of the Village Green, which happened on the 150th anniversary, any other current photos, a Lamont High School yearbook, grade school yearbooks, and I heard even a phone book. So very good. If we have more items, we're packing them in. As you could tell, a lot of work has been done for our 150th anniversary celebration, and we thank our 150th anniversary committee and all those that helped make it a year to remember. Thanks everyone that showed up to events, tours, programs, and activities to help us celebrate. Thank you.
Well, Jason, I want to thank you. I want to thank our Historical Society and our 150th committee, the volunteers that all assisted in this. We thank you all, and it was a great 150th birthday, but as we all know, history keeps going, right? So what are we doing for 151? That's right. But no, it was a lot of work, and it was a lot of fun events. It was a great time, and again, want to thank everyone here. So we're going to open that up in 100 years, is that right?
That's the idea.
So Charlene, are you going to be like
I
our,
hope
our are you going to be our secretary on your 140th year by then?
I think so.
I think
Yeah,
Charlene,
100 years
Clerk
too.
Smolin was first elected in 1985, I think?
Yes.
1985. Quite an honor.
I can't
But
wait
again,
to
thank
actually
you,
know.
thank you so much. But go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, Mayor, I've got one item here, I'm kind of off agenda, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
This is something I put on, actually, this blurb made me think of it. A few years back, I brought it up, and I want to bring it up tonight officially here before the board and to the board. I'd like to make a motion here that we look into putting together a cow meeting, which start at a cow, I think. Consideration to find out about passing a referendum to support the Lamont Historical Society. I don't have any idea what amount we'd be looking for until we review the operating budgets and things of that nature. But I'd like to at least consider putting it together at a cow to investigate those costs. We talk about our heritage all the time. We talk about how valuable our history is. It's time to put the word out to try to find support. So I thought I'd bring it up now while you members were here, so you'd know, obviously, we'd want you to participate. So, George, if you'd sometime, talk about getting that on an agenda at a cow, I don't know how far down the road we can
Yeah.
fit it in, but I
Get some
think we need to get
resources
the
from
ball
Mike.
rolling on that.
It's a good idea.
Awesome.
And Mike,
Yeah,
we can get some
great.
resources from
Yeah.
village attorney. Thank you.
Well, again, give everyone a hand. Historical Society, our 150th. You guys do an awesome job, and thank you for everything you do. Okay. All right. Jason, can they take some of that garb home?
What, home?
Take
No,
the
that's
whole
all going in the
capsule.
box.
No, I thought you had other stuff over to the left. Okay, no, all right. God, I thought there was books.
That box doesn't
I thought you
have
had
to
the
be
whole
about-
800 books out here.
Oh,
3 by 6
those are
foot,
back
is it,
there.
Jason?
Say, hey, Jason, will Tom still be operating?
Oh, yeah, Tom's has their 100th
All right, all
anniversary
right.
this year.
200.
No, will they be operating?
They'll
in
be
100
at
years?
another,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. All right, well, moving on. Okay, next up, we have the clerk's report. Go ahead, Charlene.
Thank you. The first ordinance I have this evening is O-20-24. And this is granting a variation to 17.10.040. It's a schedule of off-street parking requirements for the Lamont Unified District Development Ordinance, at 814 State Street in Lamont.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So move.
Okay, do I have a second? All right, no second, so. Lack of a second, taken off the agenda?
It dies for a lack of,
Dies.
Pardon me?
Okay,
dies for a lack of a second.
Okay.
okay. All right, next up.
Okay. All righty, got it. All right, the next one is an ordinance, and it's O-21-24, and this is granting a special use for the change of an existing special use for maintenance and outdoor storage in the M1 zoning district.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Kittredge. Anything further to discuss on this?
No, a simple
Any
amendment to a
questions,
special
Cal?
use.
Okay,
By that description, I'm not sure which item we're on.
This is
One.
better known as Wheel to Wheel.
Okay.
John Avalere opened at the special use
Okay.
on New Avenue. This is adding a second use to their special use.
Okay. That's my bad, I jumped ahead. Okay,
That's
thank you.
okay.
any other questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Okay, Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge? Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
Okay. The next item is also an ordinance, and this is ordinance O-22-24. And this is granting a final plat of unit development and a final plat approval for the freight transportation terminal, truck and trailer parking at cargo container storage on 35 acres located at 13275, 13335, 13337 on Main Street in Lamont.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Snagowski, seconded by trustee Kittredge. Any further information, questions, comments on this?
I just have one quick question.
Go ahead, Dave.
I know there was some discussion about the turn lane with the state. Is there any update on that?
No, we have asked the petitioner, and they've agreed to install a right turn lane, should it be feasible, on Main Street to go into Maley Road. When that was submitted to the Illinois Department of Transportation, they responded with a request for a left turn lane for traffic heading east. Because we don't want trucks coming from downtown heading east, we're opposed to the left turn lane. And so, no resolution yet, but we'll continue to work on that and that'll continue to be our position with IDOT.
Okay, thanks, Jason.
Welcome.
All right, roll call, please.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge? Yes. Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item is also an ordinance, and this would be O-23-24. And this is approving a special use for a preliminary planned unit development, plan for fleet maintenance and storage facility with overnight truck parking on 10.95 acres located at 10800 Route 83 in Lamont.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Snagowski. Any other further information, questions, or
I
comments?
do have one question of clarification. As stated here, it's talking about the storage facility with overnight truck parking.
That's right.
Looking into this, I assume the overnight truck parking is for the trucks that will be worked on, which are for maintenance, oil changes, wheel alignments, I think, and tire rotations.
That's correct.
Okay, so this is not storage overnight parking.
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, I just want to make sure that I understood it as it was presented. Okay, thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Roll call, please.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge? Yes. Maher?
No.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
MP, okay. The next one is an ordinance also, and this is O-24-24. And this is approving an amendment to the redevelopment agreement between the Village of Lamont and Lenny's Lamont Real Estate Development. This is an LLC for redevelopment of a project at 10900 South Archer Avenue in the Village of Lamont.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Snagowski. Any further information or questions or comments?
No, I just, much thanks to Gas and Wash, they're moving fast, and we got that open by the end of April, so that was good. They're already looking for their next steps, so expanding, adding some parking for the truck drivers that are headed over there, and, using Mickey's and Dunkin' and all the other. So the property that is currently zoned M1, which they purchased, will go before the Planning and Zoning Commission in July for a proposed rezoning to B3 to be consistent with the other commercial properties on Archer Avenue.
Got it. Thank you, Jason. Any other questions?
I do have one, just considering the expansion and the quick moving, I appreciate all that too. However, I got a question. What's happening with the light pole that has the plastic barrels around it?
Yeah, so if anybody's been to Gas and Wash, especially if you're traveling into town, where there's a turn lane, there's also a light pole. That pole was added by IDOT, Illinois Department of Transportation, when the intersection improvements happened for 83 in Maine. And so IDOT has to approve moving it or move it themselves. Understanding how slow that process could be, we asked them to protect it with barrels and other warning devices. But
Okay, so
we
the
don't have a
obligation-
date yet when
Right.
IDOT is going to let us move that.
But it's IDOT's obligation.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
They did a good job. When I first saw it, I thought, this is crazy. But they did a good job protecting it and making sure
I was
people
just
could get in
wondering if I
safely.
could come from the east to make a right-hand turn. I said, wait a minute, there's barrels there. What was that all about? And I went back and saw the pole. I
Yeah.
didn't pay attention to it
Yeah.
coming from the west.
That's right.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Shaughnessy? Yes. Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge? Maher?
Yes.
Pardon me?
Yes.
Okay. McClafferty?
Yes.
Okay. On this
Okay,
next,
motion approved.
sorry.
all right.
Let you say that. Anyway, on this next resolution, trustee McClafferty has recused himself from this item. And
Just for the record, I have a personal interest in this development, so I'll recuse myself.
Can I just clarify what that means legally? He should not be called on when that happens. It's a legal option to do. So if you
just-
abstain, it means you're voting with the majority. But by declaring that, you should not be called on. It's almost as if he's not here.
Okay. All right. I remember that.
Okay,
All right, this is a resolution, R-41-24, and this is authorizing a reduction of a cash bond for Mary Ellen Woods.
okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Snagowski. Any comments or questions on this? Okay. Roll call excluding trustee McClafferty.
Including?
No,
Excluding,
excluding.
oh, thank
right,
you, I wasn't good enough, okay.
excluding.
All right, here we go. Shaughnessy? Yes. Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge? Maher?
Okay, motion approved.
Yes.
Just a question. Okay. All right. The next resolution would be, it is a resolution, would be R-42-24. And this is approving professional services agreement between H.R. Green Incorporated and the Village of Lamont, Illinois, for the Copper Ridge and Township Trail Connection Design Engineering.
Okay, need a motion, please.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Kittredge, seconded by trustee McClafferty. Ralph, you want to take this,
Yes, sir.
please?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is an agreement between the H.R. Green and the Village of Lamont for the connection trail between Copper Ridge and the township property over there by Copper Ridge. It's going to be about 700 feet long by 10-foot wide screenings trail, walkable, bikeable trail. So staff recommendation is to approve the agreement between H.R. Green and the Village of Lamont not to exceed $22,000.
Thank you, Ralph. Any questions or comments, other trustees?
Just two quick questions. What's the surface gonna be?
Screenings,
And-
just like down by the quarries.
Okay, and this will be wide enough for emergency exit in the subdivision?
It will be drivable, but it will be gated. Yes, so it will be drivable for emergency access.
And it's available for public use other than that?
Yes.
As a trail, got it. Okay,
Will the gate be blocking the entire width, or will there be a way for bikes to get through on the paved
I think
area?
there'd probably be a go-around around the gate.
That will also have screening on it?
Yeah, yeah, we'll make sure of it.
We'll make sure for bikes, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be useless if we didn't, right?
all right. Roll call, please.
Shaughnessy? Yes. Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge? Yes. Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item is also a resolution R-43-24, and this is approving professional services agreement between H.R. Green Incorporated and the Village of Lamont, Illinois, for Phase 1 design services for lead service line replacement and lead service lines replacement checklist.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Okay, motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Kittredge. Ralph, you want to take this, please?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is an agreement between H.R. Green and the Village of Lamont for our lead replacement project. The price would be $64,817, not to exceed. The inventory has been submitted, and we right now are at 105 lead lines to be replaced, with about 400 lines unidentified. So our next step is to identify those lines. And that's a manual dig. There's no other way around it. So it's gonna be a collaboration between a contractor and the Public Works Department to identify those, future lines if needed. But, this agreement is to push this project forward with H.R. Green not to exceed $64,817.
Thank you, Ralph. Any,
I've got a question, Ralph.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Can you explain unidentified? How do we have?
Yeah, so we've been trying to contact residents that are in the suspicion area or suspicious time frame when the homes were built. And we've gotten a good response from a lot of residents, but not everybody. So we do not know what kind of lines they have going to their homes. So what we have to do is dig it up in the front yard and see what we find, if it's lead or copper or galvanized or whatever it would be, and include that in the inventory and submit it.
So if they were to tell us, hey, this is what we have.
Yeah, so we've made phone calls, door hangers, on the water bills. We've tried pretty much everything we can try.
But when you show up at their front yard, maybe they'll change their mind.
They don't like to let people in the house if they don't have to. So, our next step would be the manual dig.
So we've exhausted all those options. to
We
try to-
have, multiple times. Brian is just steadfast on making phone calls and trying to get a hold of these residents, and it's a difficult process with some, so.
This is in the the public right of way. You're
Right,
digging, yeah.
yes.
And what will that process be? Will you just go to the house and dig and?
We'll just go to the Parkway, which is village owned anyway, so we'll dig it up there. But a lot of these are let's use the Timberline, for example. We know that they're most likely copper, but they fall into the category that they could not be. But we know they are, because we've been working there so long. So, a lot of them are not lead, but some could be. So it's a guessing game, so, yeah, that's our next step.
So this was significantly less than what we thought it would be, right?
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a lot less than the 500 too, at worst case scenario.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Thanks, Ralph. Any other questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge? Yes. Maher? McClafferty?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item is also a resolution, R-44-24, and this is approving professional services agreement between H.R. Green Incorporated and the Village of Lamont for the Derby Road Bridge Repair Engineering.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Shaughnessy, seconded by trustee McClafferty, is that right? Okay. Ralph?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this is an agreement between H.R. Green and the Village of Lamont for work to be done on the Derby Road Bridge, sorry. Couldn't get that one out. So in 2022, late 2022, we had the bridge inspected, and the inspection showed that some of the deck work needed to be done, guardrail work, expansion joints had to be done. If you recall, we had worked on that bridge before when it was hit by the concrete truck, but it was just the one side of the bridge. So this is basically the other side. So this is an agreement between H.R. Green not to exceed $35,000. Staff recommendation is to approve the agreement for this project.
Thanks, Ralph.
Yep.
Any questions,
Yeah, I got a
comments?
question.
Go ahead.
Is this the first time we've used someone other than CMT to do the inspection at bridge? CMT was our bridge engineer in the past.
Yes,
So this is the first time we're gonna have
It is.
a different set of eyes on it.
it is, yes.
Okay. And when was that last one done?
2022 for this one.
All right. Okay. Roll call, please.
Shaughnessy,
Yes.
Snagowski,
Yes.
Stapleton,
Yes.
Kittredge, Maher,
Yes.
McClafferty.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item is a resolution also, R-45-24, and this is approving a Public Works and grading, basin, storm sewer, water main earth excavation overage.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Shaughnessy. Ralph?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the Public Works Director's worst nightmare. Change order number 3 on the water tower site. So in your packet, you'll see that there's a list of why there's a change order and what happened over there and the conflicts with NICOR and what we found on the property when we were excavating. All this has been gone through with Winiger. I even got them down on the price. But, you know, I hate to say it, but it is what it is, and it came in way over than what the project was bid at. So the project was bid at $742,088.40. The overage was $848,780.60. So staff.
No, not the
Not the overage.
No, that's the total, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to, yeah, but, you could see on the pamphlet, the 8 items that were key in raising the cost. If you have any questions, let me know, but, staff recommendation is to approve the change order for the water tower site.
And Ralph, what was, I'm sorry, what was the vendor's name again that was, which was hired by?
No, Bullseye was hired by Winiger, they were a sub. So
Okay.
Winiger won the bid and then hired Bullseye to do the pipe jacking and the water main connections and the sewer connections. Which, the majority of that cost was coming from, number 2 and number 3, the pipe jacking, and the conflict with NICOR. So that's where the majority of that money went to.
Got it.
But there were also foundations that we found on the property we didn't know were there. Septic tank, just, we're not that familiar with private property. So when we got on there, there was surprises. So there was contact between Winiger and Bullseye, between myself and HR Green, the whole time. And we kept track of everything and all the costs.
Got it. Any other questions or comments?
Just number 1.
Yep.
I don't understand what you did there. Did you fix the septic after it was damaged, or did you?
No, just ripped it out and had to dispose of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Any other questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Shaughnessy,
Yes.
Snagowski,
Yes.
Stapleton,
Yes.
Kittredge, Maher, McClafferty.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
That's all I have. So
All right, thank you, Charlene. All right, next up. Getting down to the home stretch here, village attorney report. Mike?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the time of the year that the legislature is finished, and now we get to digest all the laws that have been changed or passed. The one that I'd like to highlight is you may have recall, or you probably recall that there was a lot of discussion that the governor would like to get rid of the grocery tax, the 1% grocery tax, which is a large revenue generator for any municipality. The governor got his way, but the municipalities who would have been left with a hole in their budget also have the ability under the law, which doesn't change until January 1st, 2026, to essentially what I see that the governor did is he just passed the buck and said, okay, municipalities, you now pass that extra 1%.
I lowered your taxes before election, and you get.
Yeah,
to-
well, that's it.
later,
Lower
but
your
you need the
taxes
money.
before election,
Yeah.
and we can blame the municipalities on that. So, that, as of now, that's the law, but it doesn't pass, or it's not in effect until January 1st, 2026, so it could change. I want to let you know that there is an option that all municipalities, non-home rule and home rule, it's one of the few times that they out of the goodness of their heart, they allowed non-home rule communities to raise that 1% as well.
Got it.
When do we have to know by, like, when do we have to submit? If we're gonna-
So JCAR is, which is kind of the rule-making body, will let us know the time. But I would anticipate it's a lot like our gas tax, that we have to have it in by September of 2025.
And will this be known, like, through every town, and, like, will we be able to see all the other towns that are also?
Yeah, everyone, yes, I mean, we'll keep track of who's doing it. I mean, most everyone that I've talked to on municipal level isn't very happy about it. But again, it's when you, with a lot of, one of my municipalities, that's their largest generator is grocery tax. And if they don't have it, that puts a real hole in their budget. I don't want to comment anymore on the politics of it, but yes, we'll know that, and we'll be able to report to you who has and hasn't done that.
And Mike, again, I'm not going to comment on the politics either. It's just strange timing. But regardless of that, as we all know, we passed a 1% sales tax referendum probably, 3 or 4 years ago now? And that was, again, that was due to infrastructure, and this sales tax is, that piece of it is what's used for infrastructure. And no one likes taxes. God knows I'm as anti-tax as anyone, but we see it on our end, what that money is used for. It's used for the infrastructure. It's used to support our police, our public safety, our public works. That is an integral part of our budget. And more than happy, and we will discuss it publicly, obviously, like to hear input back, from the public. But again, this is money that is, critical to the functioning of the village. So we will, bring this obviously up again. We have to, talk about this in a public forum, and we will do that. But, the politics of it is very, very strange. And again, we have to, live with it. It's funny how he's bringing taxes down right before an election. Very, very strange timing. But again, I don't know if anyone else has anything else to comment.
We have some tax sharing agreements with some businesses. How would that affect that? I mean,
Mike, you had that in other towns. I mean, we have one in town.
We still have the obligation, but it'll, so what happens is usually there's they have a long enough time to get it, so.
we usually say so much money or so much time.
Right. So what say it's 600,000 or 10 years, whichever comes first. Now, and normally it'll be they get it in 6 years. Now they're going to get it in 10 years if it didn't go forward that way.
Well,
The way we structured that was,
Whichever comes first.
well, no, it's a percentage of the sales tax we collect from that location.
Right.
So if we collect 0, they're getting nothing back.
They'll I know of one operator that's going to go and ask for amendments to that, because if not, they're going to say they're going to close them. And again, it's a unexpected burden that municipalities have to deal with when it's been in effect forever. I mean, they didn't increase they're obligated to give you more under the law, and they don't do it, but then they can cut another 1% as well.
What's the dollar amount that this equates to for us in a year?
It's about a half a million. Yeah, projected.
well, the point is you don't have to pass a referendum to get back to where you were. But you do have to pass an additional tax.
You have to pass a ordinance, that's
And
correct.
that's why they eliminated the no home rule, because you don't need to pass a referendum to get to where you were. So it's just a shuffle of who's going, and in fact, the state, I just read the note before I walked in, the state is still going to graciously collect the money for us, just as they did before.
Right. It's just a,
So the only thing that changes is state is not, it's a tax without the state's name on it, but you local municipalities instead. Be it home rule or not.
Well, I guess the good thing is the state can't go in and take half of it like they've done on other taxes.
Well,
Well, that's right, Dave, but they also kept neutral on the I never get the acronym. correct.
LGDF, yeah.
Thank you. They didn't raise it and they didn't lower it, and,
But it was 10%, you know.
well, it was, they haven't raised
It's
it
at
from where they have
6.6%.
since cut it
Because
to.
we,
We had
municipalities,
6.
yeah, municipalities are shortchanged over $1 billion.
Yeah,
And-
that's
and
another
that's-
4% that
It
was
has been
taken
inching
away.
up last
Yeah.
But that was almost, what now, 10 years ago?
So, and that, strangely enough, you know, where does that LGDF money go if it doesn't go back to the municipalities? It stays at the state level.
And
And-
that
and
one,
that's-
they never did provide this alternative route of allowing the municipality to raise it on their own. They just took it and did nothing to make an adjustment to referendum or not.
And that's got to be, the impact of Lamont's got to be probably several $100,000. I mean, it's funny how they pick and choose where the money goes.
That's why I brought it up, because all said and done, we're looking at probably over $1 million cut
Yeah.
from our available funds 10 years ago, in principle, not actual dollars because of inflation, but
So,
just in principle.
so what you're saying, Rick, is they're taking money from the local governments and putting it to the state because they think the state does a
And
better
they're
job
telling the
spending.
local governments to do what you have to do to get back to where you were. And in the meantime, I will talk politically and say that they will propose that they're lowering the taxes, those in power.
So, all right. Well, thanks, Mike. All right, next up, George, you have anything on your administrative report?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just one item. I did receive a notice of a public hearing from Will County, and been receiving a few more of these lately. We typically receive them from Cook County. These are zoning applications for development in unincorporated areas, and typically they're typically residential for zoning variations, for fence variations and whatnot. But a couple more in Will County lately. We just had one on High Road for a storage yard for boats and trailers, which we talked about at a committee of the whole meeting. Which
I got the numbers
we
on
talked
those if you
about
need 'em.
having a directing me to issue a letter of objection from the village. And so anytime there is development and there is an entitlement request where there's a zoning change within 1.5 miles of our boundaries, we do have jurisdiction to object. And here's another one from Will County. This is at 13764 South Archer. We refer to it as the Garb property. I don't know if that's the owner or the broker, but so this is the property that stretches from Archer all the way to 135th, adjacent to the tollway, east side of the tollway. It's probably 20, maybe 30 acres, and it's being noticed up on June 18th for a truck dealership, associated repair and maintenance facility, and corporate office for Four-Way Logistics, Inc., and about 100,000 square foot building. And we've reached out to our neighbors, Homer Glen, Lockport. We recommend issuing a similar objection, not having utilities in the area. Fortunately, we're not contiguous at this time. Our closest property is, the Shell gas station that annexed 3-4 years ago now. But, I think not having utilities to a building that size, it's within our, boundary agreement area with Homer Glen. It's not, this use is not consistent with our comp plan and just, just the utilities. But we're starting to have, just more of these pop up in this area.
What was that address?
13764 South Archer. And I'd bring it up to the cow, but, the meeting's already the 18th, and I do have to get a letter into the planning department next couple days, so just wanted to bring that up.
You need those other numbers or no? The ones on High
If you-
Road, or you have them? I have them.
If you could send those to me, though, and how that went. But started to see a little bit more development in the unincorporated pockets of Will County, just what we've talked about recently, what's happening in and around us. So if you guys are no objections, I will issue a letter, and I know Jason and I are working on some points as well. So,
Sounds good.
thank you.
All
That's all I
right,
have for you.
okay.
You might, you're gonna send it to Will County? You might,
They have an
I don't know
address
if
for the
you
planning
worth it
department.
to copy Representative Walsh on that,
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
that's the thought.
It's a good idea.
Yep. All right. Any board reports? Go ahead. Kevin.
Non-political, but I want to wish Tom Ballard, June 8th was his birthday. Nobody works harder, flies under the radar, and is such a big part of what goes on in Lamont. I mean, that guy, I know he's at home watching, so we didn't miss your birthday, Tom. Thank you for your work, and hope you had a great, happy birthday. Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah, happy birthday,
Thanks,
Tom.
Tom.
You're the best. All right. Anyone else? Any staff reports?
Chief?
Chief?
I have a couple things real quick. First, I want to thank the community and the folks who came out and supported us for a Cop on a Rooftop. We raised over $8,000, which was the largest we had. We keep surpassing the previous year's total. We tried the new Dunkin' Donuts on 135th and Archer this time, and I think it worked out pretty well. It was a much safer place since it's offset to conduct a fundraiser. Next year we'll consider the new one on Main Street and keep moving around. But thanks again for everybody that came out. We did have 3 of the athletes from Lamont that are competing in the Olympics come and join us for a
Awesome.
little while at the 127th Street, and so it was a nice event, and it was a warm day. So the second thing I have, the last week was the inaugural Law Enforcement Civilian Personnel Appreciation Week. This is the first year we've done it. We've tried for about 3 years to get this done at the General Assembly level, and Senator Harmon just doesn't want to do any more days and weeks in Illinois. So, like I've been seeing around government the last few years, I issued a proclamation through executive order as my position with the Illinois Chiefs, and we created this week that will be in perpetuity. Each week, the first week of June, will be known as Civilian Appreciation Week. Locally here, we had a luncheon and recognized all of our civilian personnel, and I think it was a good event, and it'll be a nice event moving forward each year.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Chief. Second that. Okay. All right. Any other new or unfinished business?
I got a couple new
Go ahead,
ones, John. One, maybe this should have been a board report, I don't know, but I wanted to make sure we recognize Jason and the entire staff on their article in the Chicago Magazine on
Oh, yeah.
Lamont being one of their favorite places to live. So thank you, everyone involved in that. And the other one, this is another item for a cow in the future. I think we need to get a report on where we're at with H.R. Green. I know we like Bruce Hill. Bruce might be a great engineer, but he may be a terrible estimator. I don't know. But what I do know is that everybody uses the same rates on bids that we bid, and yet there are various bottom lines all the time. So I just think we need to take a look at where we're at with them and what the comparisons are at the rates. That's it. So nothing other than just doing a little homework. So to date, I mean, maybe it's just because of the way they handle things that we see more of them, because they have each and every one of them submitted to us. So it might be just the way things are presented, but I mean, each week we're approving three authorizations for H.R. Green. I'm not used to that. I don't know about you guys, but I just like to keep an eyeball on where things are. So that's it. I'm just suggesting we
Yeah.
check rates.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I know.
No, we are at the end of our agreement. So we did approve a year-long master service agreement with H.R. Green that ends, I think, end of July or end of June. End of July, I believe. So
I'm
yeah.
not even
Yep.
proposing, I'm just saying that everybody could have the same number of rates, but if you say it's gonna take you 10 hours and I say it's gonna take me 12 hours, I'm gonna be higher priced. And then there's nothing to say in the end, because it's a not to exceed, there's nothing to say in the end that my 12 was wrong. So we don't know how good the estimate is, we do know what the rates are. And that's why I'm suggesting we at least need to check the rates.
Good point.
Yep.
Thanks, Rick.
Maybe some of these we should.
So I just thought we'd get a report on what we spent so far and what the rates are and get some other rates. Go ahead, Dave, I didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
Our engineer, wouldn't he be able to, like the likes of Aramis and these guys could say, take a look at these things and see if they're, you know, but if it's within the scope?
I think
What's that?
the conversation we had last year was that we
What?
would do more due diligence on this.
Well, and it's unfair timing-wise to take a look at, how did these things compare in history? I mean, maybe we're getting a great deal from somebody, our former engineer. You don't know that. It's too hard to quantify that way, so. But like I said, you know, most of the contractors, they're all union contractors that submit bids to us. It's prevailing wage, so everybody is paying the same price. The only number that changes is the one you don't control. How long does it take you to do it?
All right.
Very well.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
All right. Is that it? Anyone else? Okay. George, audience participation.
Yeah, this is the part of the agenda now where if anyone has any public comment or questions for the board, you'll have a 3-minute opportunity. You can come up to the podium, please. I'll call you up. Please state your name clearly for the record, and we will call you up. If anyone wants to come up for public comment? No one? There, not seeing any, Mayor,
Okay.
and I did not receive anything prior to the meeting, so.
Okay. Well, thanks,
Move on
George.
to the next part of the agenda.
All right. There will be no executive session tonight, so with that being said,
I thought we had one item.
We do not have an item.
Oh.
It wasn't ready. I thought we would have something, so we're good to go.
Okay.
Gave you guys a
George,
freebie
not
tonight.
another item.
I know.
The other item
Usually
is
it's the other
no
way
item.
around, so. Usually it's the other way around. I under-promise and over-deliver.
one more in that
Minus thing,
case.
I like that.
It's not even Monday Night Football tonight.
All
you know, I
right.
mean, it's like,
So with no further business, I need a motion to adjourn, please.
So move.
Okay, we have motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Kittredge, I believe. All in
Aye.
favor, say aye. Any opposed, say nay. We are adjourned, and thank you, everyone, and everyone have a great week, and please check out the shows later this week.
Yes.
Thank you.
How you get,